Just like that. All right, there you go. Good luck. Oh my gosh, this stuff's old. It must be old or something. I just bought it not long ago. All right, you win. Next time I need Velcro peel, I'm gonna call you.
Tell your production guy.
I sure will.
He's for hire. That's his skill set.
Well, why don't you go ahead and go and let your wife take you to dinner, and I'll give you a call.
Brother Nate, you're able to stay and be his eyes and ears and hands and.
Okay. Okay.
I just need listen lunch. That's all right.
Well,
I'll make it up to you.
We're not gonna miss lunch. We'll find you.
It's all right. I got Domino's.
Believe it, I'm not gonna leave my wife out there very long either. So it's not gonna take long. All I'm gonna do is pull a mix off from the console and send it to this, and then just check, make sure the frequencies are good, and we should be good to go.
Excellent.
All right.
Excellent.
All right, buddy. Love you too.
Thank you, sir. I turned the air back on. It kicks off at 12:15.
Okay.
I turn it back on, still get stuff.
Oh, thank you. All right. Hopefully we won't be here very long.
All right.
Pastor Jeff, you gonna go too?
I am.
All right. It's great to see you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for letting me do this for you. And I appreciate the guys here hanging out here for a few minutes. So. Yeah, right. It's gonna be real simple. I'm gonna program everything. It should be. All right, Brandon.
Thank you.
Take care, buddy. We will hopefully get to see you again real soon.
Yes. Hopefully.
Sir? Yes, you can. Why don't you go ahead and do that? me. Talk to me right now. Let me just see if I can do something. Just take that microphone and speak into it. 1, 2, 1, 2. Real quick.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me now? 1 2 1 2. Are we working?
We are working.
Awesome. 1 2.
Okay, hang on just a minute. These little things.
They're hard.
All kinds of trouble getting stuff peeled open.
Oh yeah, they didn't want to cooperate for you.
And this wire's so tiny, you got to be careful not to cut
cut
the
it.
wire. Yeah.
That's what I was having trouble with earlier.
I understand.
It's like I don't want to cut the wire, but you have to cough up money for it.
Oh well, the little earbuds are not terribly expensive. I just went ahead and ordered them. Any kind of earbud will work. Even if you have the kind for an iPhone that's got the plug on it, they just have to have the male plug right here. If you have those, any kind will work with these. And so I would encourage the people that are using this, if they have their own headphones, to bring their own. If not,
We got them.
we got them for them right
My next question is, would rubbing alcohol be wise to clean the earbuds?
You know something? That's a great idea. And here's where I'm at with that. These, if you have somebody that comes to church here regularly, you don't have to. These are really nice. You don't have to buy these really nice ones. You can pick some up off Amazon for probably $1, I'd say, and just give them a pair. Because loaning an earbud is kind of like loaning your toothbrush to me. You know? It's sort of a personal thing, a personal item.
Well, I was just thinking, for people for church that are visitors, when they bring them back, I just figure a little bit of cotton ball and a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Just
how is this supposed to work? Have you figured this out yet?
Let's see.
It looks like these two things are supposed to plug in. But, okay, let me program it just a little bit. This is our microphone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right, home button. Let's go over here. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 1 1 1 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 1 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 2 1 2 1 1 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right, that's going to work.
I don't know what this is about, unless we're missing a piece.
I don't either, buddy. Look at some of that. See for
This for your information, the left side's not working on that one.
Okay, thank you. I will. Let me see this right here. Let me go ahead and try this. Oh, I changed it to channel 2. Right now we got them set up on channel 1. Okay. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. It's working perfect. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. There you go. Just take these, put these on, and walk around and bless yourself. Talk in the microphone. See if it covers the room really good.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Hello, hello, hello. Looks like it's working pretty good.
Yeah, keep checking.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. It's working here. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. It's working, which is good.
How's it doing?
It's working pretty good.
Sounds good?
Sounds good. If we get we get a new headsets, be better.
Okay.
1 2 1 2.
Dropping out or anything? It's working consistent?
Working consistent. I can hear it. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Why don't you go down the hallway or something, and you don't have to do that, but let's just see where its limits are. Somewhere it's going to start dropping out of the
All right. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 2. Working. Work. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Actually, the microphone was dropping out. Did your headset drop out?
Yeah, it did.
But talk on the microphone.
1 2 1 2. Yeah, it kind of cut it out.
But that was the microphone. That
1
was
2.
the headset. So
Really?
that's good.
1 2.
That's what we want. Here's the other picture. The other piece to the puzzle is right here. So these, they send a little belt with them, and they don't have to use these.
Right.
But they send a little belt with the body pack. Where's your body pack? Here it is. And this little guy, you can adjust it. They can wear it over their shoulder.
Well, I can go upstairs too, real quick.
Yeah, go upstairs and check. Absolutely. Take your microphone. Okay. And when you come back down, I'm probably going to have you play the piano. There we go. All right. Just so I can take your microphone and go ahead and check it, or I'll check it for you, but you can go ahead and walk around if you want to. 1 2. You want me to do it? Well, okay, I'll do it. 1 2. Okay, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2. Check. Test. 1 2 3 4. Go ahead to the balcony and check and make sure. I'm going to get louder, but it probably won't get louder. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check. Test. 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 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Test. 1 2 3 4. And I am speaking to you there, brother. That's great. Just keep walking around and tell me if it happens to drop out anywhere, which it probably won't. It's pretty good stuff. In fact, great. That's what I was hoping to hear. And I'm speaking very softly. You should still be able to hear me. Now I'm speaking loud. I'm really screaming 1 2, and you should still be able to hear me without it getting distorted. And so anyway, that's kind of what we're doing here. Just testing a little bit here. Are you still working? Great, that's awesome. All right, well, I'm going to keep just kind of talking while you walk around in the building and make sure it covers the building well. Okay. Oh, I like to hear that. That's good. Okay. All right, I'm going to keep talking. You can go ahead into there if you want to, and into the nursery. All right, that should work great. So, fantastic. Can you hear me in the nursery okay? Man, that's awesome, and that is really cool. It didn't drop out in the nursery? You can if you want to. Hey, why not? Just go ahead. See it. I think I'll walk out there and see if it works. If it works out there, I'll be surprised because this is a metal building. But if it works out there, then that's even better. I'll keep talking. Find out where the limits are. Find out where the limits on the range is for the parking lot. Okay, it should go away. If you can still hear me, I am really surprised. If this thing is penetrating this metal building, it's even a better system than I thought it would be. So I'm going to keep talking while you are looking in here and walking around the parking lot, finding out how far you can go. It's got to fizzle out somewhere. It just has to. There's no doubt it has to fizzle out. There has to be limits to it because it's not a full-on broadcast station. But if you can actually even get out in the parking lot, no matter where you're going, if you can even get out in the parking lot and pick it up, that's just beyond fantastic. That's even far better than the goals I had set for the system. And I had set some pretty lofty goals because this was a good system. It was an expensive system. Pastor decided they really wanted to invest in the people that were hearing impaired so that they would be able to hear and would be able to enjoy the service, and most importantly, get the gospel into their heart through the preached word. And so because of that, Pastor was actually wanting to invest in a system that those with hearing issues would be able to clearly hear the gospel message. And for that, I'm thrilled. I love the fact that he is so visionary that he sees the need to invest in all people that come, whether they're young and with perfect hearing, or whether they have had some hearing loss because of industry, or whether they are actually hearing impaired just because of age or other issues. So if they can't hear the gospel is powerful. The gospel is alive, and the gospel is critical to our being able to function as human beings, not just as Christians, but it's just day-to-day life. And so if you can have the gospel in your heart, if you can hear a good sermon, be in a wonderful worship service and still hear everybody and still hear
the preaching, the singing, all that's going on. If you can do that, man, what an absolute blessing to be able to do that. So I'm going to continue talking until I see you actually come in, and then we will know 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm going to have to go through now and change these. I am in the process of changing these right here. 1, 2, 4. 3 to 4. Okay, now I'm going to change that to post fader on all of these. 3 and 4. 3 and 4. I'm changing them all to post fader. Post fader here. Post fader. And I'm making this one post fader. Making this one post fader. This one. If what now?
It worked all the way out towards the fence over there.
Did it really?
Way over there.
You could still hear it.
I can still hear it.
Man, that's awesome. That's almost like a radio station.
I don't know if it will work over at the fellowship hall though.
Well, you want to walk over there?
If it's unlocked, sure.
I don't know if it's unlocked or not, obviously.
We'll try it.
Okay. Okay, you go ahead and do that, and I'm going to put a microphone here. I'm going to just I'm working with the board, so I'll just keep checking and checking and checking. Checking and checking and checking, and making sure that it works like it's supposed to, where it's supposed to, and that you will be able to hear, hopefully in the fellowship hall, maybe even outside the fellowship hall. If it penetrates 2 metal buildings, that is even far more impressive. So if this thing will pick up that good, I am thrilled with the results, and I'm going to have to tell my rep firm how really cool that thing actually is. And so, it's pretty incredible that it would do this well. And so, I'm setting it up so that the signal that's going into the hearing impaired system will be adjusted by the sound man. When you mute the sound here, it's going to mute the sound in the hearing assisted system. And when you turn the sound on here, it's going to mute this. It's going to turn the sound off in the hearing impaired system. If you leave the sound on here, it's going to leave the sound on in the hearing impaired system. So I think what we're probably going to do is just leave the pulpit microphone on in the hearing assistive system, and then we are probably going to not put anything else in there other than maybe the pulpit microphone. And that is kind of my thoughts, is leave just a pulpit microphone in for the hearing assistive system. And so I've made all these adjustments. Now I think we're almost done with this installation. Once you tell me that you can hear it and find out where the limits are, then I think we're going to be really in a very good shape to be able to hand these systems off to our people with hearing problems. I am excited that this system is working as well as it is. I really am even surprised that this system will broadcast outside this building in such an incredible way. I genuinely mean that. I cannot believe, really, that this thing is doing what it's doing, because you're still out there working on it. So I'm really surprised. And like I said, I am very, very pleased with what we're hearing. So I am going to now adjust the hearing system. I'm going to turn off my microphone. I'm going to turn up the pastor's microphone, and I'm going to turn up the pulpit microphone. And I'm going to turn this microphone off. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, hang on a minute here. Let me make sure what I have done. The pulpit microphone is on in the hearing assistive system. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. How we doing? Are you okay?
Yeah, it works in the fellowship hall too.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it worked in the fellowship hall. I walked all the way around it.
Okay.
I walked to the bathroom. Works in the bathroom.
Okay. 1, 1, 2. Hello. I'm all the way back here. Why don't you take your headphones and go ahead and walk up and talk to me on the pulpit microphone, okay? And if you'll do that, then I think we're good to go. And just talk to me. Let me know if you hear yourself on the pulpit mic. You should hear yourself really, really well. And you should hear yourself really, really well.
Testing.
Can you hear yourself?
I can hear myself.
Good.
It's really good.
That's what I want. I want you to be able to hear yourself.
Hello.
Really well. Okay, that's awesome. Well, I'm gonna save this program. Why don't you come on back and let me show you how we do this.
You want me to test it on the piano?
Yes, actually, while I'm doing that, why don't you go ahead and test it? You won't hear the piano in your headphones, though. I don't want it in there. It'll be too loud. But I want to hear the piano in the sound system now that I've changed the microphone on it.
It has a really good signal.
That's impressive. I had no idea that thing would work that well.
I didn't think so either.
Just play the piano. Just play notes. If you can't play the piano. Play some high notes. I like it. Good job. Do that again. Yeah.
One more time?
No, sir. I think you're good.
All righty.
All right. Come over here and let me show you a couple things.
It's unbelievable how I can hear all the way over towards the gravel
Wow.
near that fence.
Well, let me show you what we've got. And okay, now, of course, you've got these. You know that you can drop those in the charger, and the charger will charge them.
Right.
So you go ahead and unplug your headphones there. Your headphones are working, by the way. It might be your adapter that's not good.
Working. Do you want to try that?
What's that?
Put it in the adapter with that. We can try it.
It might be your adapter that's bad.
Oh,
It
so
feels like your adapter's not good. You might need to get you a new 1/4-inch adapter.
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, but the problem is your adapter.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's not good. It feels like it's been pulled on or something, maybe.
Yanked on.
Yeah. See how loose it is?
Mm-hmm.
The little pins in there are not making contact.
Oh.
So that's bad. I might have to. I'll go see if I do. All right, let me show you what I've done. I have made some changes. Piano microphone, I've adjusted that. The pulpit microphone, I've left it like it was, except I created a way for the signal to get into the hearing impaired system. If you notice, the floor monitors are monitor 1. The hearing system is 3. Now here's where you find it. This is the DCAs. You find it on bus 1 through 8. DCAs are the groups, the master groups. On bus 1 through 8, bus 3 is the hearing system. That's this hearing system. So if you need to adjust anything, which you won't, it's already preset.
Right.
But anyway, you would select it, and then let's say you wanted to turn the pastor down in the hearing system, which you won't, but if you did, you would select it, and you hit sends on fader, and then you would take the pastor's microphone and turn him down, or turn him up, whatever you think he needs.
Right.
And you're only using either the pastor's microphone or the pulpit mic. You're not using both of them at the same time, are you?
No, I try not to.
That's good. That's good, because if pastor has his microphone on and he's behind the pulpit,
Right.
and you're using that mic, you don't want both of them on. It'll sound weird. So whichever one you mute will go off. This goes to the hearing system with bus 3 on sends on fader. So if you want to turn up the pulpit microphone or turn it down in the hearing system, that's how you do it. When this is flashing, that means you're not adjusting the house mix, but you're adjusting a monitor somewhere.
Okay.
Okay. So, let me take a look here. Okay.
It's amazing how far that thing will reach.
Oh, isn't it though? I was just absolutely impressed.
You can tell Pastor John to serve a raise.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think we're adjusted right here pretty well. So anyway, when you hit sends on fader, you go to, these are the buses. We have 16 buses. This is the DCA groups. This is the masters. Then we have bus 1 through 8, bus 9 through 16. You've got the choir muted, which is fine. I should be able to turn the choir on, turn it up. There it is. That means I've got it turned up about as loud as you're going to be able to get it, which is fine. You can,
But you can still hear the cloud pretty good.
oh, perfect. Yeah, that's the whole idea. All right. So I think.
But here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. As I turn that on and off, see it. So if it's turned off here, it's not going to the hearing system. The only thing going to the hearing system is the pulpit microphone and the pastor's microphone. That's all I want in there. If you deem it necessary to add more later, we can do that. I can tell you how to do it, but it's real simple. Any questions?
There is one.
Okay.
We had a guy this morning for Sunday school, and he can't quite get him because he's so low that we have to turn this all the way up here.
Okay.
So what do I do? Do I press select and try to find that where we turn?
You know, I would recommend if he's teaching, is he behind the pulpit?
No, he's not saying, but
He uses the pastor's microphone?
yes.
It's okay if you have to turn it all the way up. You're getting loud enough.
Yeah, we did. We eventually had to turn him up all the way.
That's okay. If you have to turn him up to hear him all the way, that's what that's for right here.
Okay.
It doesn't hurt. But when pastor's preaching, we want this to be the normal right
Right.
here. It looks like maybe we've turned the sound system down a little on the amplifiers too, it looks like, so.
I didn't do that part.
Okay, all right, so here's what we're gonna do. I wanna save this again, okay? So I wanna, you click on scenes, click the view button, and you get what I call the stupid black screen. So we're gonna arrow over one from home to scenes. And then I'm on Grace Baptist 01, I'm gonna tell it to save it. And it says save as Grace Baptist 01, I'm gonna tell it yes, and it says overwrite, are you sure, basically is what it's saying, and I'm gonna tell it yes, okay? So I'm gonna do the same thing here, again. I'm gonna save it, overwrite, okay? And so, and I'm gonna go back, and then I'm gonna load this one, which is the one we ought to be on anyway. Grace Baptist 01, so tell it to load it, it says load the scene, I'm gonna tell it yes. So everything now should have come right back to where it was, in fact, I know it did. So,
So to get to that, you just press that.
the view button, right.
Okay.
And no matter where you are, remember with a digital board, no matter where you are, you can always go home. If you're down here and set up and you're not seeing something you wanna see, remember, you can always go home. Home button right there,
Right.
okay?
And sometimes whenever they're singing stuff, I have a tendency, where's that? I have a tendency to
Look
go
at that
here.
one, look at the EQ and you can
Yeah.
see the frequencies, that's okay.
Yes.
You can go anywhere you want.
Because I figured that would help me out where how high the volume is or how low, but it seems like it's always the same.
Yeah,
Unless there's somebody that's really good up there singing wise or,
yeah. Well, it doesn't hurt to look at that. You don't have to adjust on it, but you can look anything you look at. I like to watch this one. 1, 2, that's just a pulpit mic. 1, that's just me hollering back here. That's a pulpit mic recording. So that's what we want, bud. It's working good.
So to get to the bus, you just need to do this.
No, actually, the first thing you need to do is hit bus.
Bus.
Yeah. This here, that's DCA. See, look here,
Okay,
right
right there.
DCA. So this one, look down here, it says bus 1-8. You're on bus 3.
So that's where I need to go.
This is the hearing assist system.
And this is main volume for.
This is the main volume for the monitors, the floor monitors.
And I don't need a best one.
You shouldn't need to, but if you need, if the monitors, you that transmitter